Good morning. Today I started a dopamine fast. I would say I'm pretty dependent on electronic entertainment. Anytime I'm bored, anytime I've got a free moment, anytime I want something to mindlessly do with my hands, I'm reaching for my phone. And I'd rather not do that. So for the next 3 days, we're just gonna remove that option entirely. No social media, no YouTube, no movies. I'm not even letting myself get on Spotify. The only exception I'm allowing myself to this rule is that I did get on Instagram to post It's Tuesday Dies. I've been posting It's Tuesday Dies for over a year at this point, and I'm not about to lose that streak now. This morning has already gone a lot better than I was anticipating it would. I thought that I would be like shaking with withdrawals, but I've actually really enjoyed just reading and writing and sitting quietly. Normally when I eat my breakfast, I always have a YouTube video or a podcast going. But for the first few minutes, I just sat there and really tasted my food and felt the temperature and the texture like I haven't done since God knows when. And I did the same when I was doing my journaling, playing with my dogs. It's nice to just be doing one thing and putting all my attention into that one thing instead of surrounding myself with all these different distractions. I've got to run some errands with my mom this morning, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna spend the rest of our day together. Welcome back to my kitchen nightmare. Today we're making cute little tiny baby peach pies. Evilly. And with wicked intentions. Something I've been very mindful of lately is making sure that I respect the boundaries I draw with myself. Do I honor the plans I make with myself? So like if I say, tonight I'm gonna go to the gym, do I do it? Because like if I said to someone else, let's go to the gym tomorrow morning, the next day I'm gonna be there at the time we agreed on. Because I respect them. I don't want to lie to them. I don't want to disappoint them, right? But do I respect myself enough to follow through with what I say I'm going to do? Historically, no. But that's what we're working on. And that's part of the reason I wanted to do a dopamine fast to begin with. I don't know if the science behind it has anything to it. The point of it for me is just reaffirming to myself that I can do what I say I'm gonna do, even if I would really rather not. I feel like I usually see people doing this part with their hands, but I'm gonna be real with you guys. If I got cold butter and flour underneath all my fingernails, y'all might see me like flop around on the floor and cry a little bit. Do you know what? Oh, I still haven't really missed my phone yet. You know when I think it's gonna hit is when nighttime comes around and it gets to about the time I'd usually be having my evening hour-long TikTok doom scroll. What book is gonna give me the experience of seeing a heartwarming dog compilation, an amateur dance performance, and the worst political opinion you've ever heard, all within the span of 2 minutes? I finished rolling that up into balls and I only got like a little bit under my nails, so y'all don't get to see me suffer on this day. While these are refrigerating, we're gonna make the pie filling. I got a big bag of peaches from my mom with explicit instructions to bake something with it and bring them to her. What I really need to do is start a compost pile. I need to start a compost pile with the knowledge of how to actually run a compost pile. With my track record, me starting a compost pile is something more akin to me opening a portal to the 10th circle of hell. The last time I tried to do one was a few years ago in my backyard. I thought I was doing it right. I put stuff in, I stirred it around, and then one day I came out to check on it and I pulled the lid back, and 60 billion ants all turned their heads to look at me at once. And I put that lid back on, never opened it again. I left that box there when I moved out of that house. just think peaches are so pretty. Isn't that cute how they're all red and veiny on the inside? Something peaches and I have in common then. I love it when I pull my butter stick out and it's the exact amount I need for the recipe. Good things do happen to good people. Oh my god. Oh my god. That took... The sun is about to set. It's almost dark outside. That took, like... I was looking for something time consuming, but oh my god. This is gonna preheat, and then I'm gonna stick them in and bake them, and then we're gonna come eat them. I have to wash so many dishes, and I can't even listen to music. Thoughts and prayers. Here's my little peach pie. She sort of fell apart when I went to pull her out of the pan. But let's see what the fruit of my labor yielded. That is pretty good. Would I go through all those torments for it again though? Not a chance. Zim. I think I'm a pre-made pie crust girly from now on. I was having a great old time just cleaning dog pee off the couch while they were baking. It is weird spending an evening in so much silence, because around this time I'm almost never apart from my phone. I'm listening to music or a podcast. It's just really quiet. I'm so tired. Earlier in the day I thought I would do some reading, do some meditation, maybe do some late night yoga, but now I am just so drained of energy. I just want to eat my pie, wash my face, and go to sleep. Good morning, good morning. We're kicking the day off with some yoga. I don't have any routines like memorized or anything. I always just follow videos off of YouTube. Hey, leave it. So far, day 2 has been going pretty well. I mixed some of my leftover pie filling into my oatmeal. It was delicious. I did find out, however, that I don't actually need a phone to get distracted and procrastinate. I stood around and like stared at a wall for 15 minutes before I actually got into my yoga clothes. I think my screen time was at something like 9 hours a day when I started this, which is horrifying, of course. I think about how many other things I could be doing, how many hobbies I could have picked up, how many things I could have crossed off my to-do list. I didn't even have a smartphone until I was like 15 or 16. So for most of my life, I didn't have this dependency on it. But I can hardly even remember what I did with all my time before then. Something I've been struggling to incorporate into my routine is meditation, because I don't really like doing it. And I think it's because it does something similar to this dopamine fast for me. It forces you to become an observer of your own thoughts. When I'm meditating and I'm just observing every thought I have as it comes to me, not entertaining it, just watching as it comes and goes, it exposes to you what you're the most worried about. The thoughts that keep coming by over and over again, the things that are stressing you out the most, there's no buffer between you and them anymore, which is not how I like my brain to be. I like to have 50 tabs running at once, flicking through each one. So anyway, now I'm gonna meditate, and then I'm gonna go edit for until my eyes bleed, and then we'll check back in again. Good afternoon. I've been editing for a very long time. It's nap time. Nap time for girls and dogs. When I want to nap but I don't want to sleep for too long, I make myself sleep on the floor with the lights on. So when I wake up, It feels so unset. Why am I like crying a little bit? Okay. So when I wake up, it feels so unsatisfying. I don't even want to go back to sleep. Good night. I've been editing for most of my day with almost no breaks in between. My productivity skyrocketed. And then I started getting kind of irritated and like mopey and realized I hadn't eaten in 6 hours. So let's go ahead and take care of that. I'm gonna make some cauliflower tacos for dinner. I can't wait until I can listen to Spotify again so I can stop replaying the only 2 verses I know from the Lana Del Rey songs that I've only ever heard in TikTok edits. What I'm noticing today is how little my day-to-day life really changes when I'm not on my phone. It's like I'm doing all the things I would usually be doing, I'm just not multitasking them. I'm able to give my full attention to whatever I'm doing. And another thing I'm noticing is how easy it's actually been in practice. I sort of imagined that I would be sitting around struggling to find ways to keep myself preoccupied, but that hasn't happened once yet. Like I could have been doing this anytime, all the time. I could dedicate 1 day a week or even just an hour or 2 a day to not being on my phone and it would be this easy. It looks so good. I got a lot of taco recipes on rotation, but I've never made one quite like this before. That's pretty good. I was sad because I didn't have any ripe avocado to go with it, but it tastes alright without it. This is definitely going into the permanent rotation. While I've been doing this, I haven't once scrambled to make a meal at the last second because I was starving and didn't have any patience to cook, which is something I do pretty often in my regular day-to-day. I guess just because I don't feel so distracted. I don't know if I like these so much because they're that good or because I'm actually like tasting them. Usually when I am stressed about something, the way that I deal with it is by just pouring myself into every piece of information about it that I can get, and not being able to do that these last couple days has been new, because what ends up happening is I just have to accept it. I just have to accept that I'm stressed about it, that I usually can't do anything about it, and I have to just decide to let whatever happens happen and be okay with it and deal with it. I think it's actually helping me process those things better though, because I can't be frantic about it. I can't do anything about it. I have to just make peace with it. Weird that having more space to think would actually put an end to my overthinking, but that's where we are. It's like 9 o'clock, I think, and I'm very tired again, so I'm just gonna finish my little journal entry and go to sleep and meet you guys in the morning. Good night. There's a giant spider by the water here. Time to go back. I am so happy, very happy right now. I brought some books and snacks and my journal, so I'm just gonna sit here and listen to the running water. It's so pretty. There's so many places like this all around me. They've been here for as long as I've lived here, and I've just never gone out to see them until now. Like, I could have been coming out here for years. There's nothing stopping me from coming out here whenever I want, and I just don't. We made it to the final night of the final day. I'm getting the itch. I'm ready for it to be done. I'm ready now. Was this overall a positive experience? Sure. It's good to remind myself that I do have interests and hobbies outside of social media. Good to remind myself to slow down my thoughts, my habits, my actions every once in a while. I could see myself doing something like this again. Maybe not for 3 days straight, but once a month or once a week, picking a day or a few hours at a time to just do anything but be chained to my phone. Thank you for spending these last few days with me. I hope you enjoyed them, and I'll see you again really soon. Bye.